bad things have happened. And they will continue to happen unless we fix them now.
I think that's the future for us. I think music and human rights activism is going to be a thing of the future more and more.
There are other bands out there that are writing great songs and stuff, and they're just not getting they're not getting the attention.
I think we've gone too far. It's not about writing music anymore. It's not about rocking out. It's about getting rich. Musicians are politicians. They live in another world. They speak another language.
They got their rules. We ain't got nothing to do about it.
And if it weren't for large populations around them that they can use for toys, they'd be out of a job.
We live in a political world. Love don't have any place. We're living in times when men commit crimes and crime don't have a face.
Power became a new drug.
We live in a political world, the one we can see and feel, but there's no one to check. It's all a stacked deck. We all know for sure that it's real.
What's to be done about terrorism? Is the solution to nuke them?
The difference between a freedom fighter and a terrorist is whether I agree with that person's cause or not.
When in the 80s did we forget that this country was founded in armed revolt and nourished on dissent?
Let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on.
People will rise up and there will be revolutions.
I think revolution is the only means of making social change.
People have a lot of power. We have a lot of power, but the thing of it is that we don't use it.
People have the power. People have the power. Listen, we can turn the world around. We can turn the earth's revolution.
There's two kinds of power. Power over, which lets you mess with people, and then there's power from within, which is the innate power that allows you to change your life and to create and to do really positive things that are good in the world.
It's very easy in this country, if you watch MTV all day, not to know about the crisis in farming, or a flood in Bangladesh, or a famine in Ethiopia. It's dead easy. It's also easy not to know about torture in the world. I think what we're very good at doing is bringing these issues to people who don't normally hear them.
I just don't know if I buy all that stuff.
I don't think that it is necessary to place the responsibility of changing the world on rock and roll.
Who else is going to do it?
We are the people. And we live forever. We are the people. And the future's on the way.
I was hoping the 80s make rock and roll pertinent as opposed to just entertainment.
25 stars sang for nothing at today's recording session in London, and all the proceeds will go to famine relief.
When he saw the TV pictures from Ethiopia, Bob Geldof of the Boomtown Rats decided he had to do something, and he found his pop friends felt the same.
We're communicating, and that's what it's all about.
Massive stars from everywhere doing different songs. It just seems to work.
By doing the thing that we love to do, by making music, we actually take part in freeing other people. They always say that music sets you free, but in this case, it really does set somebody free.
Amnesty did what it set out to do, but which ones are a scam, which ones aren't, they put together benefits sometimes where the benefit ends up being for the performers who get exposure.
The problems are so enormous that even rock and roll with as much money as they've raised, cannot solve them because the money simply does not get to where it's supposed to go a lot of the time.
The farm crisis is worse now than it's ever been. And I don't know, but I would imagine people are still starving in Africa.
Whatever we're doing, it's obviously not enough.
Even if one person out of all this stays alive, then it's cost effective. £135 million for life to me is cheap, even if one of them stays alive.
Don't give up the fight. 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 Don't give up the fight.
It's possible that in the 90s something will happen that will make us all have to choose sides in our lives.
I look toward the 90s with a great degree of hope because I see the possibilities for peace without end.
Maybe the 90s should be the I'll give something to you generation.
It's going to get real bad before it gets real good.
People who want things not to be that way had really better get organized now.
New ways, new thinking with a new era is coming in.
I think it's really opening up in a way, going into the next decade.
I'd like in the 90s to see things matter. And people to care that things mattered.
I'm kind of maybe naively optimistic.
I think it's kind of a lucky time to be alive.
Hope for the best, expect the worst.